What is sustainable development? Sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It is the harmonious integration of a sound and viable economy, responsive governance, social cohesion, ecological integrity, in order to ensure that development is a life-sustaining process. What is the word sustainability? Sustainability describes how biological systems remain diverse and productive over time. For humans, sustainability is the long-term management capacity which has environmental, economic, and social dimensions. It's about taking what we need to live now without jeopardizing the potential for people in the future to meet their needs. What is the word development? It is the accumulation of human capital and its effective investment in the progress of an economy. Development entails improvement in the quality as well as quantity of life. Period. So, in other words, sustainable development defined as the development in which we use the existing resources to fulfill our needs while focusing on the needs and requirements of the future generations. We cannot use the current resources at enough level as our resources are limited and our future generations also have the need of the resources. I can say that sustainable development is important in balancing economy, environmental, and social needs. Sustainable development allows the well-being for present generations and future generations.
Sustainable development is the harmonious integration of a sound and viable economy, responsible governance, social cohesion, ecological integrity in order to ensure the development is a life-sustaining process. Sustainability is the capacity to endure. Sustainable development is a pattern of urban, social, and economic growth with the ability to meet the needs of the future generations, used by restoring the previous ecosystem damage and resisting to contribute to further ecosystem damage. Sustainability represents the great goal of life survival on Earth, and it is associated with biological and social system resilience. Sustainable development is associated with how we do it. History 1800, the Industrial Revolution. Since the Industrial Revolution, the government's aim was about produce as much as possible.
History 1968. The Club of the Rome, non-governmental organization or NGO, devoted to the study of the world problematic. Multidisciplinary and long-term perspective, both the ecological limits to economic and demographic growth to the door of the world opinion. History 1972. The limits to growth. First forecast 2100 about accelerating global industrialization, rapid world population growth, widespread malnutrition caused by poverty, dependence on non-renewable resources, and their accelerated depletion, deteriorating environment. History 1972. The United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. For the first time, issues of an ecological nature were added to roster international concerns. Declaration of principles and action plan to fight pollution. History 1984. The World Commission, Environment and Development. First definition of sustainable development. Development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs.
Good day, I'm Reniboy Silva Jr. and what is economical and political inertia? In behavioral economics, inertia is the endurance of a stable state associated with inaction and the concept of status quo bias. And political inertia is defined as the failure of institutes to respond adequately to social, technological, and environmental change. An unequal division of resources is equitable distribution of the resources involved allowing the natural resources to be distributed equally to each section of the society rather than accumulating the resources in the hand of few persons. And unequal quality of life. Length of life inequality refers to the variation in length of life within human population. Not everybody dies at the same age. There is inequality in length of life among individuals. And contrast prosperity. Prosperity is the state of being wealthy or having a rich and full life. An example of prosperity is a person who is living a rich and full life with all the money and happiness he needs. An example of prosperity in developing countries is having basic luxuries such as running water and electricity. And how to manage resources sustainability. Develop the right skills and expertise in sustainable development and public policy to make a lasting impact on your organization and society. And managing the way in which people and natural landscape interact. It brings together natural heritage management and use planning, water management, biodiversity conservation, and the future sustainability of industries like agriculture, mining, tourism, fisheries, and forestry. And environmental problems worldwide. The major environmental problems are pollution, global warming, ozone layer depletion, acid rain, natural resources depletion, overpopulation, waste disposal, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity. The loss of ecosystem is caused mainly by change in land and sea use, exploitation, climate change, pollution, and the introduction of invasive species. Some things have a direct impact on nature like the dumping of waste into the ocean. And what is most countries in the world have accept that sustainable development is an essential development pathway and are busy incorporating its principles into their own policies and programs. The United Nations has established specialized units to deal with the issue and to identify opportunities and activities to support this development theory. The challenge now is to mainstream sustainable development thinking and to find sensible and simple solutions to our challenges. The beauty about sustainable development is that it really is very simple and people have been practicing it for centuries. Where are we now? And people, environment, economy. Our current economic system is undermining our prosperity as it is destroying the natural foundation of our commercial activity. This calls for a transformation to a green economy which is in line with nature and the environment. The economic environment is perhaps the most important aspect of a remote environment. In fact, economic environment is the potential for the success of the international trade. By economic environment, we mean this domestic or national and international or global. Elements of sustainability, development, economical, ecological, technological, political, sociocultural, and institutional. For sustainable development to be achieved, it is crucial to harmonize three core elements: economic growth, social inclusions, and environmental protection. These elements are interconnected and all are crucial for the well-being of individuals and societies. Sustainable technology is an umbrella term that describes innovation that considers natural resources and fosters economic and social development. The goal of these technologies is to drastically reduce environmental and ecological risk and to create a sustainable product and political sustainable if it allows for the fulfillment of current political goals and resource needs with comprising future goals and needs. Politically sustainable actions stimulously build support for an advance an item on the political agenda. Cultural sustainability as it relates to sustainable development has to do with maintaining cultural beliefs, cultural practices, heritage conversation, cultural its own identity, and the question of whether or not any given cultures will exist in the future. And institutional sustainability. In the context of governance for sustainable development, it refers to the activities of a particular institution related to the facilitation of decision making and implementation of sustainability policies. This means for that than just preserving the institution.
Hi everyone, let us now move on to the elements of sustainable development. So I guess you already know what is sustainable development. So again, I will categorize into three elements, all the examples stated in our PowerPoint presentation. So let's start with uniform economic growth. So it is the development that attempts us to satisfy the needs of humans but in a manner that sustains natural resources. So in this manner, they should increase the production of goods and services to maintain growth without creating significant economic problems. Second is the protection and preservation of the environment. We should protect the environment through the responsible use of natural resources, just like proper waste disposal. If we cut trees, we should replace it and take care of them. We should protect the natural environment by we should ask help to our government, to our community, for it is easier for us to repair the damage and reverse the trend. Lastly is the respect, improvement, and social human rights. It means that recognizing the value and safety of each person is ensuring their dignity and safety. In this way, we can understand each other and think holistically what's the better of our community and our country. So in this way, we can think of the ways how we should improve our country and to improve our socialization to other people. So, so all of these three interrelated elements must be simultaneously sustainable since it is the only way for us or they can shape a world that is just livable and sustainable. We can this is our way to promote on how to um, ensure our safety and to preserve our environment. So we should sustain. There are ways to sustain our environment to to become richer and improve the production of our goods and services. Thank you guys for listening and watching to our video. Have a nice day.